younger. So the fact that they're going to have to be relying on a lot of mic time and that was kind of shocking, because I don't see a lot of people getting a lot of mic time in Ring of Honor. And so I'm guessing that they will have to be the main attraction now, that kind of level, and then they will be. I'm not sure what the deal consists of, though. Will they still be allowed to actually go to other promotions, or will it just strictly be Ring of Honor? Because if so, then going to other places and then coming back to Ring of Honor brings a lot of other possibilities as well. I guess you could have sort of company feuds going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm quite excited to see that they have chosen Ring of Honor. I mean, it's definitely a change of pace from TNA, because I think they've done almost everything that they could do with TNA, and it's always been the case. But with TNA, you get that kind of sinking ship kind of feeling, and even though they've got new owners and that, and then they've injected some new cash, and some new ideas, I still kind of feel like there's something majorly wrong with that company when they're losing people like the Hardys and Drew Galloway, in the same kind of week. That should not be happening. That's a kind of red alert sign going off there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there, for sure. It was almost like, they deleted TNA and they've joined Ring of Honor. The crowd certainly showed their respect to that one, didn't they? FTNA was the chant there. I'll tell you what, if Ring of Honor come back over to the UK, I will definitely be booking a ticket, especially if that stuff's there. I could imagine the atmosphere will be amazing with those guys involved as well. It was a great show last year when we went. So if they come back over again, I will definitely be the first one to get tickets for that show in the UK. Especially if those guys are on the tour as well. I think it's a good move. And the other cool thing with Ring of Honor is that's going to be happening is New Japan are doing a huge tour in America this year. And they've really had to lock down a few of their big guys in New Japan, especially Kenny Omega, and the good thing is they help each other out. And I know that Ring of Honor are going to be doing a big thing with New Japan when they come over, so it really opens up a lot of doors for them. Like they've really done well there with that connection with New Japan, and that's something that TNA should have really locked into a long time ago, but it's cool that Ring of Honor have got it, and there's that kind of respect thing going on between the two promotions for that. So yeah, they've got a really good chance there of doing some good things this year. Always a consistent, steady ship at Ring of Honor, 100%. Probably the best, well-run promotion at that level. Has been so consistent for such a long time, and they have such good wrestling. Great wrestlers have come from there, so it's definitely the place in that market. And I used to think that NXT was almost getting to that level, but I think that's almost dropped. Even though that WWE can pluck out as much talent as they want with the money, I think Ring of Honor is still the place for that kind of wrestling. If you look at the two comparing them, so yeah, they've really got something going well for that. Folks, we are getting to the end of our show. We will be taking questions back on next week, so for all those that didn't get their questions answered on these ones, we are going to be back next week. We're going to have a decent stint, and we'll try and get through some of those questions this week. Don't forget, if you do want to email us at the Wrestling Skull Podcast at gmail.com. Matt, we sum up tonight, I think, slightly not in a good way. I think this is definitely pulling the wrong way towards WrestleMania so far, a little bit like last year. Do you think that this WrestleMania, from where we are now, is alarm bells are ringing? Because I definitely think we know one of the main events, Brock and Goldberg, could be a bit of a disaster here going into this, because really and truly, it's not going to be anything spectacular, is it? Really, that one.
No, I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the one that's out of touch. Maybe Vince McMahon is a genius and everyone's loving this. But for me personally, this is the first time in many, many years when I've just not really been that enthusiastic about WrestleMania. In fact, it's one of those kind of things where if I didn't know that I was going to watch it already, and if I was just a casual fan, if this was any other TV show, in fact, and it it'd be kind of like what they did at Fastlane when they destroyed those 2 streaks. It'd be like killing off 2 of your favourite characters. I'd probably just switch off and not watch it.
Yeah.
I'll only keep watching the WWE these days because people I'm still hoping that people make that breakthrough. I'm still waiting for the return of Finn Balor and to see what he does. And I want to see people like Cesaro get raised to the next level, and people like Rusev who just keep getting held down unexpectedly. These are the things that make me want to keep watching it. It's definitely not for people like Goldberg and that who part-time in it and then just taking credit for things that these other guys are putting so much hard work into keeping this company running day in and day out. If it wasn't for them, there wouldn't be anywhere for these part-timers to come back to.
Yeah, I totally agree. When are WWE going to learn that this type of stuff is really passe now? We're done with it. You look at that really. I don't want to sound biased here because I'm UK and all the rest of it, but that UK tournament, Matt, that we got back in January, I've got to say I thoroughly enjoyed that whole night, and yet I knew very little about most of that talent that was working there. I didn't, nobody really knew the characters that they were going to be given, but I got more out of those 2 nights than I have the most of this WWE Road to WrestleMania. I really have, and I don't know if it's just because of my age, and I'm just I just don't enjoy the product as much, or maybe it's the PG, but I don't think they're doing very well. They are losing casual viewers. You can see why the ratings are going down. The only ones they are tailoring for are the hardcore fans that have all subscribed to that network. But the thing is, they're so hardcore that they're never gonna. They're the ones that will never go anyway, despite the moaning and all the rest of it. They're never going to give up on you. But for the casual fan, I really feel that they're never going to get that back for the Raw shows. That those ratings will never get back to the heights they once were if they continually go with the formula that they have been for the past 3 or 4 years almost. They've got to really come up with something new. I felt like the only time they really went out of their comfort zone was when they done the Daniel Bryan thing, and unfortunately for us and him, he got that massive injury. But that is the only time where I really felt they've actually given a guy that actually deserved it, work rate wise, that everyone really loved and wanted the opportunity and gave it to him. But since then, I have not seen them recreate that. And, not having guys like CM Punk there, and you could never see him coming back in today's climate, I'll tell you that much. It's, slightly depressing, I would say. And, definitely, for me, it's difficult because, we watch this, we analyse it. I try and always get in the mindset of being a fan again, but it's really, really tough to enjoy. I just don't get those nice feelings I used to get about WrestleMania. I used to get a little bit of a buzz. You get that nostalgic feel for it. But past couple of years, especially last year, that was horrendous. And I've got a feeling this could be another one of those those years, Matt. That it's almost like losing that love for something that you've had so long in your life. It's almost just sort of breaking away from you ever so slowly. That's how I feel at the moment. It's definitely breaking off in small parts, but nonetheless going one way and one way only. On that depressing note, Matt, I think it's time to say goodbye on this one. Thank you as always, Matt, for you coming on, reviewing this one.
And I hope that next week something will have given us something good to talk about.
Yeah, give us something, anything. Let's hope everybody that tonight's Raw gives us a little bit of a boost and something momentous happens. You never know. Maybe we will see Kevin Nash turn up and say he'll give the jackhammer or something. Who knows? Until next week, folks, have a great week and stay tuned because we've got lots coming up in the next month or so. And don't forget our WrestleMania 8-day week. I think you'll enjoy that. I think if you don't enjoy the present, at least you can go back in time with us when we do a lot of the retrospective stuff. So until then, till next week, folks, have a great week.